Mark Zuckerberg delivers very bad news. The billionaire's social media empire reportedly will cut thousands more jobs. This is a very interesting article. Let's go over it today. I think it's going to be some interesting information that we can take and dissect here. But Mark Zuckerberg made clear 2023 would be the year of efficiency at Meta platforms. He proposed a severe austerity plan that could be hardened further at any time and critical to the effort at Facebook's parents. Facebook's parent were cutting massive numbers of jobs and tossing projects deemed unimportant. Meta's year of efficiency, the company's chief executive called 2023 in a blog post last month. As I've talked about efficiency this year, I've said that part of our work will involve removing jobs, and that will be in service of both building a leaner, more technical company and improving our business performance to enable our long-term vision. The pivot in strategy, which followed rapid revenue growth year after year, stems from the fact that the world economy changed, competitive pressures grew, and our growth slowed considerably, Zuckerberg explained. More and more changes are happening in the market. More and more things are taking place, and it's causing the companies that can keep up to have to shift their vision and shift their business strategy. And we can see that happening over and over again. So the Meta's jobs bloodbath is not over. I never really looked at how many people Facebook employs or any of these companies really employ. Obviously they're massive companies, but this is just crazy. Just the thought of this. As a result, a social media company cut 21,000 jobs from last November through mid-March. First came a wave of 11,000 cuts in November 9th, followed in mid-March by another 10,000 cuts. Holy crap, man. Just the idea of that is insane. 21,000 jobs. That is crazy. And then and the bloodbath is not over. There's even more. According to the latest reports, Meta plans to eliminate thousands more jobs. According to Bloomberg News, an internal memo has been sent to managers asking them to prepare for tough new announcements. The job cuts, which total 4,000, so it's 4,000 more, are expected to affect Facebook, WhatsApp, and the Instagram. So this is interesting. This is where we start getting into the real meat of it. They would also affect Reality Labs, the division that houses the group's metaverse projects. Quest virtual reality headsets in 2021 and 2022. Reality Labs, which is supposed to build the company's next big thing, recorded a cumulative loss of nearly $24 billion, including $13.7 billion just last year. This will be a difficult time as we say goodbye to friends and colleagues who have contributed to so much to Meta. Meta's head of people wrote in a memo, as part of the job cuts, Meta is considering laying off or relocating their London-based Graham employees, including, according to Bloomberg News, so the London office has become the heart of the Graham. The boss of the social media network had temporarily relocated there last year, so they're planning on bringing people back in, all this kind of stuff. This is just, they're just restructuring and reforming and having to re-strategize, and I think this right here it does give you the reason why. In the fourth quarter of 2022, Meta's revenue fell 4% to $32.1 billion, while net income dropped 55% to $4.65 billion. Let's see if I can find though too. Oh, here it is right here. So the company had 86,482 employees as of December 2022, because that seems like a lot to most people. They still brought in over $4 billion. Yeah, but they employ 86,000 employees. But this is interesting because their revenue fell 4% and net income dropped 55%. That's pretty big. However, it says Facebook monthly active users were 2.96 billion at December 31st, and that's an increase of 2% year over year. What this means is that, which is interesting, and I may be interpreting this wrong, so if anybody has any comments on this, please let me know in the comment section below. But what I'm reading here is, which is interesting, is that so their user base continues to grow and continues to have growth. However, their revenue falls and their net income drops dramatically, 55%. Drops dramatically. So what I'm guessing is, and maybe this has something to do, that this shows that the market is changing and the people advertising on their platform, and the amount of people that are paying to advertise on their platform, and maybe even the type of products that they're advertising on their platform is not so high, or there's something else going on, maybe, with Meta and all the money they're dropping into this, metaverse thing that they're trying to accomplish. We've heard rumors, and we've heard a lot of people talk about how it's not going very well. And it's so, I don't know, there's a lot of changes going on. But I just thought about that. It's interesting to see an organization having to navigate this in real time, and I do know from just things I've heard around people in tech that Facebook is known to have been one of those companies that just drops tons of cash and will purchase projects and startups and all these different things just for the sole purpose of having them on ice in case they ever want to use them, or if they want to basically gut the organization that they're purchasing and use whatever technology they have. So this is very, very interesting, very, very eye-opening to the reality of what we're going into, that everyone's kind of feeling it. It's crazy that a lot of these social media companies were charged with and blamed for promoting and lifting up questionable information. We'll say, let's just be a little bit charitable here on this channel. Questionable information and questionable data, and dismissing and smashing down important information during certain times. And even after all of that, and after everything they're going now, they're even feeling the crunch that a rising tide raises all ships, but also a lowering tide lowers everybody, and everybody's going to feel it, and nobody is safe from it. And this really just goes to show you too the importance of building as lean as possible, being lean and mean. That is insane. 86,000 employees. I'm not going to say that's overdoing it. However, it's essentially what the CEO is saying. The CEO is saying that, we're restructuring, we're re-strategizing, and that basically they're trimming the fat, and they're trimming off departments that they don't need, or maybe that were not that productive, or maybe didn't produce much in the first place, which is what a lot of people were saying was going on in these tech companies, that there's a lot of people that don't do much. And this could be wrong. I understand the fallacy of seeing posts on social media, but I've seen reels from people who work at Facebook specifically talking about a typical day in Facebook, and it starts off with like yoga in the morning, and then they go and have lunch for free, and then they go and have free ice cream, and then they have a meeting, and then they go back out and have free dinner, and then so I don't know how accurate that is. I know that that's a lot of spin to it. But, obviously, I think at the end of the day, no matter how anyone feels about it, if it's true or if it's false, very clearly, they feel like there is a lot of people to cut. 21,000, dear Lord, plus another 4,000. I'm not that smart, but holy cow, man. I think anyone can agree they are going through some major, major crunch time that may be tied to, kind of the difficulties he's having with the metaverse. I don't know. I think it's tied to a little bit more than that. I think this says a lot right here. The revenue fell 4%, while net income dropped 55%, yet the user base continues to grow. So is it a problem that they're not able to gain more users, where you would think more and more people are leaving Facebook? Doesn't sound like it. What it sounds like is they're seeing an issue in generating that money from business to client, or business to customer revenue and sales. And so maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm just pointing that out. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know if you feel like this is something tied to anything else. Maybe it's Judgment Day for these social media companies after all this stuff and all it's said and done. They're going through the same stuff we're going to be going through. They're not protected, and we're all going to have to figure it out together in a never-changing market, never-changing workplace. I hear consistently from multiple different people that I talk to, both in just regular jobs, in the local community, all the way up to tech companies and big companies, some of them startups trying to raise revenue and raise capital, to launch their companies, or even just move their companies further, are all having to work harder and figure out new ways to do those things, because there's less and less people willing to invest. There's less and less people willing to pay for certain products, and they're having to change up their strategy. So let me know what you guys are hearing in the comment section below. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys for your support. And yeah, I will catch you guys on the next one.